In an industry where most artists fight for crumbs, Birdman bought the entire bakery, while others waited in line for their slice. He was in the back baking generational wealth.
Yeah, boy.
He didn't depend on gatekeepers. He didn't ask for permission. He built his own table. And if you showed up without reading your seat, you were the one getting served. Loyalty was his shield. Paperwork was his weapon.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Cristo. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And I'm back with another video. Hey, y'all filming today. We got that man. I'm gonna butcher your name. Mansar Musa Mode. Well, hey, hopefully I said that right, man.
Nope.
But y'all feel me? This is how this man Birdman finessed the whole rap industry, man. What's going on, man? That man Birdman, you know, that man doing what he do. He always do what he did. I mean, y'all know my old man Birdman basically ran this shit, but I think I don't know. But y'all feel me? Thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. We finna figure out today. Hey, but Luxury Vouch tools in the description. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let's hop right into this video.
They called him a thief. They said he robbed his own artists blind. But while they cried foul, Birdman was cashing generational checks. Not because he rapped better, but because he understood the game before they even knew it was one. This ain't just a rap story. This is a Mansa Musa Mode masterclass on leverage, ownership, and silence. Let's break down how Birdman finessed the entire industry and got away clean. The humble trap to the office desk. Brian, Baby Williams, didn't grow up around boardrooms or billionaires. He was raised in the Magnolia Projects, a concrete jungle in New Orleans, surrounded by poverty, police sirens, and survival.
Tell us about that time, like the time when you were losing. What was happening? You couldn't get a record played? Like, what was it?
I mean, I was coming out the streets, so it was like, you know, it was hard. You know, I was probably one of the first ones to start doing, probably the first or the second from New Orleans that really come with a label, you know. Then at that time, you over pressing, we independent, doing too much, you know what I'm saying?
Not knowing.
It come down to not knowing, but I learned from not knowing, you know, my teacher was my experience, and that's your best teacher, your experience.
Well, how was it selling records off the trunk?
I mean,
no record label execs were coming to the block. No business mentors were offering internships. He learned from the streets how to read people, how to flip product, and most importantly, how not to be the middleman. Because in the game he was raised in, the middleman always eats last. In 1991, Birdman teamed up with his brother Slim to form Cash Money Records, not as artists, but as owners. They didn't wait for a major label to discover them. They pressed up their own CDs, sold them out of car trunks at gas stations and barbershops, and in doing so, they created a grassroots empire.
Yeah, boy.
Deeply rooted in the raw energy of the South. Their early roster, Juvenile, BG, Turk, wasn't just talent. They were foot soldiers for a regional movement. And then came a teenage Lil Wayne, hungry, gifted, and loyal. But Birdman didn't just see music. He saw machines, capable of printing money and creating legacies, if managed right. He wasn't trying to rap his way to the top. He was trying to own the ladder everyone else was climbing. Birdman wasn't just signing artists. He was signing equity machines, and the industry had no clue what was coming. The $30 million deal that changed everything. By 1998, the underground buzz became undeniable. The majors came calling, but Birdman wasn't looking to sell out. He was looking to license in. In an unprecedented move, Cash Money signed a $30 million distribution deal with Universal Music Group. But here's the game changer. They didn't sell their masters. They didn't hand over creative control. Instead, they licensed their content.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal.
Universal handled distribution, but Cash Money kept 100% ownership of the masters forever.
As by the fact of you owning,
boy, they just did the impossible. Boy, what? Once you got them masters, bing bling, chingy chingy chingy.
Music, you're making.
I did own everything. I never allowed none of the labels to own nothing. I own everything.
Universal.
No, Universal never owned nothing. We own all our own music, publishers. So when I figured out and found out, I went and established what was missing and what was lost, because we always owned everything. Still today, I own 100% of my company. I own 100% of my masters. I never allowed Universal, and they gave me, and I got nothing but love and respect for Universal, because they never tried to take that from me. They gave me, and that was my consent that this is what I wanted to do, and they never tried to take that from me. And I know early on in other artists and other people's careers, not to say universal, but they took that from them.
Yeah.
I never experienced that.
That's epic. Do you know?
This wasn't just rare, it was revolutionary. Most artists at the time were signing 12-point deals, which meant they earned about 12 cents on every dollar their music made. Meanwhile, Birdman and Slim were walking away with full dollar splits, calling their own shots, and collecting like CEOs. And if that wasn't enough, the deal included an $8 million annual advance.
Okay.
Whether or not they even dropped an album. In essence, Cash Money became a self-contained label inside a major, but without giving up the soul of the brand. While the industry was playing checkers, Birdman was playing three-dimensional chess.
Oh, bro.
He didn't just walk into the room with demands, he walked in with leverage, and walked out with one of the most powerful deals in hip-hop history. He didn't just read the contract, he rewrote what a contract could be. Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki, the cash cow trinity. This is where the game turned surgical. Birdman had mentored Lil Wayne since he was a child. They were more than business partners, they were family. Wayne even called him dad. As Wayne rose to become a superstar, Birdman gave him Young Money Entertainment, his own label under the Cash Money umbrella. It looked like Wayne was branching off, building his own empire, calling his own shots, but the fine print told a different story. Every artist signed to Young Money, including Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Tyga, was still funneling profits back into Birdman's world, because Young Money wasn't independent, it was a subsidiary of Cash Money. So while Wayne built up careers, Birdman collected back-end royalties, quietly and consistently. Drake's platinum records, Birdman got a cut. Nicki's global tours, Birdman got a cut. He didn't just sign artists, he signed systems. Full pipelines of content, revenue, and rights. He planted the trees and collected fruit for years. While fans praised Wayne's eye for talent, Birdman was orchestrating from behind the curtain. He wasn't the puppet master. He owned the entire theater, the controversy, the lawsuits, and the silence. But when there's this much money, ego becomes the third partner. Eventually, the family ties frayed. In 2015, Lil Wayne sued Birdman for $51 million, claiming unpaid royalties. Producers came forward. Blog headlines exploded. Birdman's broke. Birdman's a fraud. Cash Money's collapsing. But Birdman never flinched. He didn't do interviews. He didn't go on Twitter rants. He stayed silent, like always. And the truth, even in the storm, he still owned everything. The catalogs, the contracts, the paperwork. He had rights to music generating millions per month, from streaming platforms, radio spins, and licensing deals. That revenue didn't stop because of a lawsuit. And in one interview, Birdman casually dropped a bomb. He had never signed a publishing deal. That meant he retained 100% of his music rights, something even top-tier artists struggled to negotiate. The public may have doubted him, the blogs may have dragged him, but Birdman was playing a longer game, one built not on applause, but on documents. In this business, feelings fade. Paperwork stays permanent. The lesson from modern kings. At the core, Birdman's empire was never about the hits, it was about infrastructure. While others chased platinum plaques and magazine covers, Birdman was quietly acquiring Miami mansions, investing in oil fields, and planting seeds in venture capital that would grow long after the...
Man, that man Birdman just, he telling y'all, just giving y'all the whole rundown, man. Secret to success. Making the right deals, take a little money, and spreading out everywhere, and then making capital, passive income. But I'm telling y'all, boy.
He didn't just make money, he multiplied it, diversified it, and disappeared behind the numbers. He turned rap money into silent empires, the kind you don't see in headlines, but the kind you always feel on balance sheets. While most artists chase clout and cameras, Birdman chased catalogs and copyrights. While others dreamed of performing on the biggest stage, Birdman dreamed of owning the venue, the sound system, and the ticket office. And most importantly, while rappers were signing deals they barely understood, Birdman was in the room writing his own terms. He didn't beg for a seat at the table. He became the table. Power isn't loud. Power is contractual. It's in the details. In the ownership percentages, in the royalty splits, in who gets paid after the show ends. That's the difference between noise and legacy. Birdman didn't chase awards, he chased assets, because in the end, clout fades, but equity stays forever. The final jewel for the hustlers watching. Let's be honest, Birdman's story ain't polished. It's not the kind they teach in business school. It's raw, unfiltered, unapologetic. Yes, he broke rules. Yes, he broke hearts. And if we're being real, he might have broken a few laws too. But here's the undeniable jewel. Silence was his strategy. He moved like a ghost in boardrooms, but his signature echoed in every bank account tied to his name. That's why this is Boss Moves, Volume 1. Because this isn't about who's loudest on social media. It's not about who's trending this week. It's about who owns the trend. Birdman never needed your applause, he needed your signature. And that's the difference between being remembered and being residual. So to every hustler, creative, and visionary watching this, let this be your reminder. Power isn't in popularity, it's in ownership. The real flex is freedom. The real win is control. If you're serious about legacy, ownership, and real power, this is where you need to be. Because in this game, it's not about who's the loudest, it's about who lasts. Not who performs the dream, but who owns it. So if you're ready to think like a boss, move with purpose.
Hey man, for real though, man. Dog, I keep telling y'all, bro, every video I be hinting at y'all, bro. Y'all go back, heal yourself, learn something that you're passionate about, and just move accordingly, man. The biggest thing is ownership. The biggest thing is ownership, y'all. The more things you own, the better off you are, because people can't take it from you. As long as you got the documents and all that, like he said. And all that. As long as y'all are rooted in what y'all know and what y'all got, morals, principles, qualities, and you feel me, integrity, all the right things that you need, you'll be straight. But y'all out here trying to snake people out. That's the problem right there. If y'all quit that and worry about yourself and get what you gotta get on, think critically, think for yourself, bro. You can turn yourself up. You can turn yourself up. There's too many ways out here. You got phones, bro. You got phones, man. Turn it up. But if I'm not going to include a video because I'm rambling too much. It's your boy CristoReacts out. Hey, yeah!
And I need me to do. If I ain't get paid, I ain't doing the show.